Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP today. Ducati General Manager Gigi Dall'Igna has shared his thoughts on Ducati's 2025 MotoGP outlook, highlighting the loss of Pramac but balancing it with the arrival of what he calls the best riders in Ducati history. As Marc Márquez prepares to join the factory team alongside reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia, Ducati is ready to face new challenges. Here's more on Dall'Igna's views. KTM's team manager Francesco Guidotti has offered his thoughts on KTM's performance this season, their development plans, and the arrival of new riders in 2025. In an interview with MotoriOnline, Guidotti also shared his views on Marc Márquez's recent success and the lessons learned from a challenging MotoGP season. Here's the story. As MotoGP returns to the Misano World Circuit for the Emilia Romagna GP, Francesco Bagnaia is looking to make history in his 100th race for Ducati. With Ducati on the verge of a monumental 100th MotoGP win, the pressure and excitement are mounting for the Italian rider and his team. Let's hear what Bagnaia and teammate Emilia have to say as they prepare for this significant weekend. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. The MotoGP rider market was shaken earlier this year when Ducati announced that instead of promoting Jorge Martin to the factory team, they signed 8-time world champion Marc Márquez for the 2025 season. As a result, Pramac Racing, a key Ducati satellite team, signed a deal with Yamaha for 2025, leaving Ducati with 6 bikes on the grid instead of 8. Dall'Igna acknowledged that this shift would make Ducati weaker next year. We've been able to use data from our satellite team to improve the bike, but we'll have fewer opportunities next year. We are weaker because we'll have fewer riders. Quote from Gigi Dall'Igna. Pramac's departure marks the end of an important collaboration, but Dall'Igna is focused on the strength of Ducati's new factory lineup, which includes Bagnaia, Marquez, and Fabio Di Giannantonio from VR46. Despite the loss of Pramac, Dall'Igna is optimistic about Ducati's future, thanks to the high-caliber riders they'll have in 2025. He believes the combination of Bagnaia and Marquez could make 2025 a historic year for the team. We will have the best ever riders in Ducati history. The competition has taken riders and technicians from us, but this motivates us to do our best, Dall'Igna said by Crash. Ducati's dominance in 2024, where they've won all but one Grand Prix, leaves Dall'Igna feeling confident and proud of the team's work leading into next year. One of the most discussed aspects of the 2025 MotoGP season is how Ducati will manage the strong personalities of Bagnaia and Marquez, both of whom are elite riders with fierce competitive spirits. Bagnaia himself recently commented that Marquez's arrival could be super good or a disaster. Dall'Igna understands these concerns but believes Ducati can handle the situation. We talked a lot to decide, and in the end, Marc was the best choice. I agree with Pecco, they are two of the best riders, but both have strong characters. It's important that we manage them well next year, Dall'Igna concluded. Dall'Igna is confident that the team can strike the right balance, hoping for what he called the perfect year for Ducati. Gigi Dall'Igna's comments show that while Ducati will face new challenges in 2025 without Pramac, the arrival of Marc Márquez alongside Pecco Bagnaia represents an exciting opportunity. With these two elite riders, Ducati is ready to continue its dominance in MotoGP, provided they can manage the internal dynamics effectively. As the 2024 MotoGP season nears its conclusion, KTM finds itself falling short of its goals. Francesco Guidotti acknowledges the team's disappointment but remains optimistic about ongoing development. He highlighted that the season, after a promising start, did not unfold as expected. We're missing some results. After Mugello, we had to readjust our expectations, but we are attacking fully, with our test team working 24/7 within the regulations. Quote from Francesco Guidotti. Guidotti believes that despite the underwhelming results, KTM has made significant strides in testing future versions of the bike. The focus now is on improving as much as possible during the final stretch of the season. KTM is committed to advancing in all areas of their bike's development: electronics, aerodynamics, engine, and particularly the carbon frame. With regulations set to change in 2027, Guidotti explains that the brand is not slowing down its efforts. "We are trying to move forward in all areas. The carbon frame is still new, and there's a lot to develop. The electronics side has also progressed a lot in the past few years, and we still have much to learn," Guidotti said by Motosan. Guidotti stressed that while 2027 may seem far away, the team cannot afford to halt development, as other manufacturers will continue to push ahead. KTM's rookie sensation Pedro Acosta has had a promising debut MotoGP season. While Acosta made a strong start, Guidotti pointed out that it's normal for rookies to encounter challenges as they adapt to new conditions. "It's important to start well, and Pedro did. But as a rookie, there are moments when you face different situations and learning curves. He hasn't disappeared, he's stayed competitive, and it's all part of the learning process." Guidotti sees Acosta's performance as a sign of his potential, noting that the young rider's experience will only grow with time. In 2025, KTM will welcome Emilia Bastianini and Maverick Vinales to their lineup at Red Bull KTM Tech 3. Guidotti is confident that having these experienced riders will strengthen the team significantly. "Next year, we will have 4 identical bikes, and with Bastianini and Vinales, we have riders who can give us a clearer direction in development." Finally, Guidotti touched on Marc Márquez's recent victories, praising the Spanish rider's resilience and achievements. Marquez, after overcoming significant challenges, has shown the world his capabilities once again. Marquez doesn't need any more comments. What he's done after everything that happened speaks for itself. It's clear for everyone to see, Guidotti concluded. Despite a season that has fallen short of expectations, KTM is looking ahead with optimism. With continued development and new talent arriving in 2025, the team remains focused on challenging the leading pack. As for Marc Márquez, his recent successes are a reminder of why he remains one of the sport's greatest riders. After finishing second at the San Marino GP just 15 days ago, Francesco Bagnaia returns to his home circuit, aiming for a spot on the top of the podium. With only 7 points separating him from the championship leader, Jorge Martin, Bagnaia knows the importance of this race, especially as it marks both his 100th GP with Ducati and Ducati's opportunity for their 100th MotoGP victory. "We are racing at Misano for the second time this year, but the conditions will be very different compared to 2 weeks ago. We will have lower temperatures, and we are arriving after a day of testing. Compared to Misano 1, my physical condition is much better." Quote from Francesco Bagnaia. Bagnaia acknowledges that this race could be a turning point, with the season's pace set to accelerate as they head into the triple header of races in Italy, Indonesia, and Japan. The Emilia-Romagna GP will be the first race of a triple header. The end is approaching, so it is even more important to do well in this phase of the championship, Bagnaia concluded. Emilia Bastianini, who also had a strong showing at the last Misano race, is excited to race again at his home circuit. After making improvements during post-race testing, Bastianini is optimistic about his chances this weekend. "Racing at our home circuit is always special, and this year we are lucky enough to do it twice. Compared to the GP 2 weeks ago, this weekend will be colder, so the track conditions will be very different." Quote from Emilia Bastianini. Bastianini noted that the test session after the last race allowed him to improve his speed on the medium rear tire, an adjustment he hopes will help him challenge for a win this time around. "In the post-race test, we found some solutions that allowed me to be faster on the medium rear tire, something we lacked during the weekend to be able to fight for the win. We will see how this weekend goes, but overall I am optimistic," Bastianini concluded. The Emilia-Romagna GP presents Ducati with a golden opportunity not only to secure its 100th MotoGP victory but also to clinch the constructors' title for the 5th consecutive year. With both Bagnaia and Bastianini performing well at their home circuit, Ducati fans have a lot to look forward to as they cheer from the Ducati grandstand at the Cova del Carro. As Bagnaia and Bastianini gear up for the race, all eyes will be on whether Ducati can make this a weekend to remember with another milestone victory. As Francesco Bagnaia and Emilia Bastianini prepare for a potentially historic Emilia-Romagna GP, the stakes are high for both the riders and Ducati. With cooler temperatures and lessons learned from recent testing, the team is ready to push for a place at the top. Stay tuned as we head into what promises to be a thrilling race weekend. Thanks for watching ZNGP today, and this is your MotoGP news update.